welcome back to the channel. Anon here. Alright, we're playing the game that is the, what do you call it? The hype, whether it's good or bad in this current season. It's Zenless Zone Zero. And right away I'm opening with the most hated feature of the game, which is this TV slash puzzle like feature. Which in some areas actually makes sense. In some areas actually pretty good, but this is an event that they have, right? It's more puzzle-like for the events. I mean, for events maybe it's okay. So what you need to do here is basically using this, TV to kind of like push this thing around, place it there, and you can go and trying to collect this. Extra currency in the game, which is kind of like gold or money, right? And you go to another level, and in this level you can only walk this kind of breakable how do you call it, floor once. So I need to push this particular box to that top left box, right? So I think I can do it like this, right? And then push it up like that, and open that door, and I'll take this one and go up. Now I'm playing on PC, right? This is so enjoyable on PC, like it's so different. If you're playing on mobile, the movement is so slow and restricted. It's ridiculous. So in a way it's like, well, why do you even do that, right? So it's weird. So with this one I'm just using my keyboard to move. Otherwise on mobile you have to tap multiple times, right? And you cannot easily just move around the box, so that's why I understand why people are so frustrated with this mode. I don't mind it if it's on PC, but when I was playing on mobile, oh my goodness, it's so difficult, so different. But at least at the end you'll then get to fight. So you can see here I've got the latest characters, Yuan. She's so good, right? I'm all free to play here. I'm all free to play for now. Because I'm just testing, and most Hoyo games, man, they are very expensive. Expensive meaning like the rate of these units are very low compared to any other games, and it's expensive in a way that you need to get it to PD, right? PD is like 90 instead of like the typical maybe 60, 70 or something like that. It's 90. It's like 9 multi, right? And then you get a PD. But the one that I hate the most is then they have 50-50, right? Oh, you can get this character, unique character, or you might get the other one. I was like, why do you do that, man? Right? Just 90 PD, 100% the banner character. Why can't you just do that, right? Like, it's a PvE game, okay? It's not PvP. There's no leaderboard, none of that, right? Like what's the point of that? Of course, if you want to have a whale trap and do it 50-50 because you want to get all the whales to really sweat it out and have a PvP mode, and if you don't have the unit character, the meta of the PvP will change, and the whale can't win anymore. Sure, do that, but this is PvE game, man. Just give people what they want. I don't understand. So yeah, so that's done, right? As you can see, the fight is quite fluid, but I will show you in some fights that is really annoying, right? Because most of these fights, because they're trying to, let's say, copy Punishing Grey Raven, right? Beat 'em up kind of game, RPG, action RPG, right? Now the problem with the action RPG, there are few components that they need to watch out, right? So they need to watch out on the camera distance, and I suppose how do you call it, like cues to dodge or to parry or to counter, this like that. This game has a really good fluidity in terms of fighting gameplay, right? But the other problem that we have is actually yeah, so I need to drop something from the top, most likely here. So what you need to see in the what you need to be careful about in the whole, how do you call it, in the whole situation with, you know, dodging and things like that, is the, you know, it's the camera distance and cue awareness from enemies that you can't see around you. Okay, now on PC it may not be a big problem, okay, but on mobile, right, you have to not only tap, you know, to, how do you call it, you not only have to tap to actually fight the enemies and button mash in a way, but you also have to look around you, making sure that, you know, the enemies cannot hit you, and some enemies are, you know, shooting. So I'll give you a quick example after this, because it's a little bit tricky to to play this puzzle game and think and talk at the same time. Okay. Alright, so how do I do this? Go down first and go up. But if I do that, if I go this way, I need to do that last, I think. I need to do this first. I need to go like that. I need to go like that. Go down here. Oh no, wrong. Oh no, it's correct. This one is not a hole. Alright, so this is fighting. Now, let's see if I can give you an example here of the fight and how it's a little bit tricky. Now, of course, this is a what do you call it? Like, I wouldn't say an end game, but my units are quite strong, right? At level 50. And the event is always going to be easier than normal, right? So for example here, there are 2 enemies, right? 4 here. So if my camera is facing this way, I have these like small arrows to indicate where they are, right? And then they're still attacking me, right? They're not going to stop. See, that one has a they can shoot you as well with those red lines, right? And sometimes you can't evade it because they, you know, you can't see them. This is the issue. So if I'm focusing on this one, and all I hear is just zing, right, sound, but I can't see them. So I need to constantly, if I'm fighting, I have to constantly look back and make it like this. You know, it's a bit annoying. Otherwise, I have to collect all of them into the same area here and try to hit them at the same time. But then sometimes the character will just move and go behind them. So this is kind of like annoying, you know, and yes, there is small arrows, but I have to constantly watch those small arrows while I'm actually trying to concentrate fighting the actual boss or fighting the actual enemy in front of me. Like this boss, for example, this one can teleport and stuff like that, right? And what we do, there are 2 things. I can either evade it or I can actually counter it. Counter by pressing spacebar in this, you know, in this matter. Or on mobile, it's basically the you know, switch to a different character kind of like button, right? If the boss has the kind of like red color warning, then you have to evade it because it cannot be countered, right? But the problem is, when you're fighting that boss and there's another boss behind you, it's just basically really difficult because you get hit most of the time. Okay, so this kind of stuff, you know, they need to be able to understand and fix that. And at the moment, if you're trying to lock your camera into one particular enemy, The problem is then the camera got fixated and you really cannot switch. So they need to apply like a switch target, probably a button, a shortcut to switch the target easily. Okay. Other than that, this game is pretty fun, right? With all of the negative flag that it has, this game is actually quite fun.
Ready and waiting.
It is pretty easy in
Is something the
some
matter?
areas, but I mean, like most Hoyo games, because they're focusing on mobile, right?
Officer
It's
148,
never gonna
do
be
you-
like
Sokaku, ready!
hardcore difficult, They will always gonna be like, yeah, there's some easy parts of it, right? They're always gonna be like that because
Time for some hard labor.
it's just the fact. But in some areas like this ZU defense, where is it? Challenges, ZU defense. Hold on, did I get more? No, more cement. No. ZU defense. This one, when you get to the end, this is kind of like, I suppose if you played Honkai Star Rail, this is the MOC, right? The hardest content, the end game, or if you're playing Genshin, is the Abyss, that resets every couple of weeks. Yeah, so this one is the first thing that you have to do and unlock. You can do it when you level 50, then you can start, getting easier to do this, and you have to build 2 teams. So for this one, for example, this is really hard, right? You have that, and you have to gather 2 teams. You have to build 2 teams, otherwise you won't go through. And in this mode, you get weekly refresh, and you get currencies and upgrade materials and so on and so forth, right? So this is worth to do and should do it. This is the end game content, and this is pretty difficult, okay? And there's another mode here. It's called the Holo Zero. So this is the in HSR, this is the the what do you call it? SU, the one that every week is gonna reset, and you need to do this, and you get currencies, and you get like upgrade materials and so on, and you can max the level here, right? So this is also resets every week. Now this has the worst, like, it makes sense in this area to have that TV, because it has kind of like, how do you call it, roguelike dungeon style, okay? And for them, you do it that way, right? You don't roam around the map per se, which I think is fine because it's faster, right? You just do the TV and get into fight, just you don't have to run around like this all the time. Just do it with the TV. That makes sense. But any other ones, like, just don't do TV. When there's a story, you always go to the TV, right? Because the open world, I know for them to create this kind of like open world takes a lot of time, takes a lot of resources. So that's why they resorted with that TV mode style, right? So yeah, it's just really annoying. But yeah, this one is quite hard. Like, okay, let's try this, right? Like, I don't think I will be ready, but let's try it. So I would use
Nothing to
use
Officer
this
148,
too. That's
Julian,
my
ready.
first theme.
I shall follow your
And
orders.
for this one, I'll use, it's the ice theme, right? Sukaku,
I'm at your
Touch
this
my tail.
this 3,
And now.
right? And then the first one, I'll use the fire. What is the fire? Not that one. The fire, this one. Or I can use this one instead. I'll use that one. Okay. And that's the 2 bamboos. It's like assist or helper. The game style is fantastic. I think the game style is pretty good. As you can see, quite detailed. The character and the stories are pretty good actually. The stories are good. The music are fantastic. The music is just kind of like, the quality is great.
Copy that.
So as you can see here, I'm just collecting all of these units, and yeah, just the numbers are so big you can't really see, are they dying or not. I can't see because the numbers of the hit numbers are like so many, and Why can't just they have like a dedicated bar at the bottom or something, right? You know, like with all of these enemies, rather than on top of their heads, right? And just have it down as well so that I can kind of see it better. I suppose, you know, like, are they dying or not? I don't know.
Open fire!
So this is the hardest difficulty of the game, right? You know, and yeah, the moment I can kind of hit them properly because my characters are leveled up, which is great. And you know, but at the end of the day, you're racing against time here, right? To actually complete it within, you know, if you're trying to, you only have like 4 minutes to complete this stage, and then you'll get the highest reward. Otherwise, you know, you won't get it, right? So it's similar to Honkai Star Rail, right? You know, have to finish it within 20 turns, you know, or 10 turns. Otherwise, you know, you won't get the highest reward. Why I can't? Okay, then this is the alt. I should have used the fire one. Yeah, see that? Like sometimes because I'm button mashing, the problem is like, you know, I can't see that, you know, there's so many special effects that I cannot really see which one is the warning from the boss that something is gonna happen, right? You know, as usual, this kind of action RPG, you need to remember the boss move set and things like that, right? Any Soul game and action RPG, you need to, you know, do that to understand like how to beat the boss properly. But if you cannot see the move set, you ain't gonna be able to counter, right? So it's more about what can I really see it. Ah, no, it's wrong. See, I'm trying to switch to this soldier 11, which is fire, which is what the boss is weak, and that's a weakness of the boss. I couldn't get properly. Oh, come on. Oh, there's another boss. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough time, but yeah, why not?
Copy that. Fine. Drop the weapon.
Yeah, see, as you can see just now, I just evaded just right on time, and I basically just press the button because it's like a muscle memory or reflect, but not really. I didn't really intend to what do you call it, evade. Come on. Right. And you have that combo, and then they're trying to fix that combo because that combo is forced upon you, while I was still like, you know, really hitting the boss using this soldier 11, right? You know, and that combo of changing the units are forced upon me, which I didn't really want to do. And they're fixing that in 1.2 update, they said, right? And that 1.2 update is still like maybe 2 months away or 1 month away, and it's like, okay, you know, daily you have to like, yeah, dead. Annoying. It's okay, I can try and just hit it with this. There you go. Yeah, the enemy is not weak, that's why the color of the damage is just white. If it's yellow, it's crit. Zuyuan is such a nice unit, like, to play with. It's really enjoyable. It's just very fast, and her moveset is great. And the combo is such a, and you know, kind of like, it can be easy, but if you want to really, come on. moveset is really good. Yeah, see, as you can see, like, this is quite hard, like, in terms of the boss, you know, like, it's not easy. There you go, and then you go to the second phase, and you do the second phase.
Get back.
Understood. Clear out. I'll fight your throat out.
Yeah, my ice team is more built than the other one, and that's why it does a lot more damage and probably faster. But as you can see, I'm already like 3 minutes left or 4 minutes left, and the rating goes to A instead of, you know, S. And that's where, you know, you kind of like, okay, well, doesn't matter as long as I can complete it, I suppose, and get the reward, and I'll do it at later day, you know, when I've upgraded enough, and I'll come back to it. But as you can see, the fight, like, it's chaotic. It's very, you know, very fast, very chaotic. You can't really see what's happening, what's going on, and it's almost like it's a little bit of muscle memory on how these teams will play. You know, it's not like, let's say, for example, you know, in Punishing Grey Raven, where you kind of like just focusing on mostly one boss, you know, and you know the move sets, and you know the combos of the units, you know. While this one is some of the combos are pretty forced upon you, and then not only that, it's like, you know, the warning and the camera. This, I cannot scroll back and see a bit further away. It's like, you know, it's a bit annoying. And sometimes when I get stuck because I get cornered by the boss, that's it, game over, you know.
Okay, boss.
Get 2 more minutes.
How annoying. Get flushed.
I cannot evade most of them because I'm mid combo and trying to evade,
Get lost.
and it's too late.
Pretty decent.
See, there's annoying part. Like, I have to deal with these smaller enemies, and I have to also have a look at the boss, you know, at the same time, because otherwise I won't be able to evade on time. And it's really annoying. Like, see, I have to constantly switch around the camera, and imagine if you're doing that on mobile. It's just impossible, because I want to kill these smaller units first, because otherwise they're gonna be like chipping my damage, you know, chipping in on my HP. Now I can concentrate, right?
In position.
Around and stop! Thanks for your business.
Oh damn. 1 more minute. Can I do it? Nah, I should be able to. See, that's easier now, because easier to counter, because I can see clearly the boss set, the boss movement, where it goes like, you know, you have that yellow light, yellow kind of like, what do you call it, plus light, you know, or shine, or whatever you call it. You can see that. You need to counter. If it's red color, then you have to evade. There you go, done. Right, level 3 done, which is great. There you go. 2 of the highest DPS. But I will, rather than just 1,200, what does it mean, right? Give me a better kind of stats like damage, percentage, or how many damage did I do, the HP or whatever it is, rather than yeah, you got B. It's like, dude, like, what's the point of me building and min-maxing the units if I'm trying to rely on damage number that is on the screen and I cannot see the damage overall. Yeah, so that's the game. It's kind of a good game in my opinion. It has a very good style. It has plenty of like let me go to the city area, and it has a very good kind of, I guess, pop culture. The characters are just, it's like, if you think about Persona 5, if you played Persona 5, it's kind of like Persona 5. It's like slice of life. You're in the normal city where there's this big attack from kind of like anomaly and from, I suppose, monsters or aliens, but people are still going about their way, doing their stuff. There's pretty cool kind of like look at that. That's like a, what do you call it, cyberpunk reference. There's a cool kind of like homage to like how do you call it, other games, and I like the style. Like, it's great. Look at this kind of amazing kind of style. They kind of have like this fusion between Japanese and I suppose Chinese, Japan and China kind of a game, because the name of Eridu, for example, these like, they are very Chinese. Well, Hoyoverse is a Chinese company, right? But the style of this is kind of like reminiscent of Japanese small areas and so on. So they have that kind of fusion between Chinese and Japanese. But I suppose in essence, like in China is probably similar to Japanese in terms of city layout or city kind of like life anyway, right? So they have that kind of nice fusion. I really like the coloring and it's just, the style is really nice. The music is great, and once you hit kind of like end game ish, it's just like a 5 to 10 minutes game, right? You do your stamina thing and it's done. That's another thing that is kind of bad in this game, and in most of these Hoyo games, is stamina, man. It's just like, I know they try to time gate people, right? From upgrading or finishing the game too early, but at the end of the day, like, just let us play as much as we want sometimes, right? But yeah, it's just not gonna happen, right? So yeah, and the this kind of banner, right? You have this W engine, SF2P. I won't do any of this, right? I only trying to collect units as much as possible, but maybe in the future, then maybe if there is a rerun and I really want to min-max this character because I really like this character, then yeah, I'll get the W engine for it, right? Otherwise, don't really need it. They have this other banner as well, which is the standard banner, and this bamboo, which is, it's good because you can select which one you want, and they're pretty handy in fights and buffing your character. So how this works? Okay, I'm trying to get that, and this is kind of like the gacha system, right? And of course, you only get nothing, But yeah, I think the quality of the game is pretty good, but the complaint is that TV mode is just it's just annoying. You have this beautiful city that you can roam around and kind of like enjoy, but at the same time you cannot really enjoy, like, because you're locked into that TV mode to play. I know they're trying to save money and do a quick update so that they don't have to build like this massive cities all the time. But you know, like, come on, man. Like this, for example, like this is the, how do you call it? It's the map. It's just like every single time I have to like, oh, where is that? You know, I have to kind of roam around. I don't get it. But it's just create a simple map and put all of these big buttons on that map. You can zoom in, zoom out. It's like, you know, kind of like GTA or even HSR. Honkai Star Rail, you already have that map system. Genshin, you already have a map system. Why don't you just use the same map system, but just keep it simple, and you don't have to roam around too much, and you can just quick select, for example, right? And if you click the region, you can quick select. So visually, I'm more aware, because like this doesn't mean anything for me. Like front straight, like which one is that? I have to remember what's what. It's just not nice. If visually I can see, yeah, that's the city district, or that's the village one, and oh, that's the, yeah, I mean, it's easier. Yeah, so those are kind of like my review on the game. It's still a good game, and I'll play it here and there, but probably won't really make a guide around it. Just kind of like show gameplay stuff, because there's many people or Hoyo, I guess, streamers that would do it. But yeah, I really enjoy playing this game. I enjoy playing as F2P. Actually, it's a lot more challenging. And yeah, and again, like I've got all of these characters, right? This Soldier 11 and the count. This is from the first 50 discounted multi.
Ready and wait.
I'm
I
at your
got
disposal.
another Soldier
Awaiting further
11
instructions.
when I was trying to get Alan,
Touch my tail.
and then I've
And
got
now,
Shiyuan
Officer 148,
early at
Julian,
45, but all of them are almost PT,
Ready and
guys.
waiting.
You
Time
know,
for
it's
some tail care.
really expensive game. If you think about it, it's like, you know, you miss and you get something else, and it's just really not nice. But the game has really good quality. Yeah. All right, that's all for now.
Huh? Is something the matter?
Yeah, as you can see, you know, these are the equipments and it's like that. But I really like, you know, the way they kind of animate the characters. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.